The glass dome of the Riftclaw cruiser was meant for war planning. Tonight, it looked like a daycare with claws. The ship's command staff called the room the diplomatic viewing hall. Mara Jansen, human xenobiologist, called it the cute zone. 6 young Virax cubs stood in a perfect line near the window, tails stiff, ears low, eyes narrowed. Their fur was dark as space dust, bright streaks along their cheeks like lightning scars. At the center stood Kor, the oldest cub. He was only 3 cycles old, but he carried himself like a general who had survived 100 battles. He lifted his chin slowly, showing small teeth that were too sharp for something that small. Hold. Kor clicked in Virax's tongue, short sounds like stones tapping together. The predator stare is sacred. Other cubs copied him. Zell tried to narrow his eyes but blinked too much. Nimi kept shifting her paws like she had to sneeze. Brax did sneeze,
loudly,
and then froze like nothing happened. Tava looked deadly for a full second. Then her tail wiggled like a happy antenna. Mocha was doing great, except his tongue stuck out a little, which ruined the whole Death Warrior look. Kor ignored their weaknesses. Leaders had to. He stared at the target. The target was Mara Jansen. Mara stood a few steps away, holding a tablet she wasn't even reading anymore. Her eyes were wide. Her lips parted. Then she made a small sound. It was not fear. It was not respect. It was a soft, breathy, excited noise, like a kettle about to whistle. "Oh no," Mara whispered. "You guys are doing the thing." Kor's ears twitched. That tone was wrong. He had studied humans. He had memorized their threat profiles. Humans were soft. No armor, no claws. No fangs worth mentioning. But they were also from a death world. And they were stubborn. And they had packed bonds strong enough to scare older species. Elder, War Master Dreth had warned them. Humans do not behave correctly. They will be calm when they should panic. They will laugh when they should run. Kor had believed him. Now he saw it. Mara took one slow step forward. The cubs tightened their formation. Kor's stare sharpened like a blade. "Do not break," he hissed. "She will fold." Mara took another step. Then she suddenly dropped down to her knees. The cubs froze. This was not in any combat. Training, prey ran. Prey collapsed. Rival predators threatened back. But this human lowered herself, like she wanted to be closer. Her face came level with theirs. She smiled. Kor's brain searched for the correct reaction. Fear. No. Aggression. Maybe confusion? Yes. Very yes. Mara spoke softly, like she was talking to babies because she was. "Are you practicing your scary face?" she asked. "Are you doing the predator stare?" The translator tried to keep up, but it couldn't translate the emotion in her voice. It sounded like warm sunlight. Kor did not answer. He stared harder. Mara lifted her hand slowly. Her movement was careful and obvious, like she didn't want to scare them. Kor's instincts shouted, "Do not let the prey touch you." But she didn't move like prey. She moved like... Family daughter finger gently touched the tip of Kor's nose. Warm, soft, strange. Kor's stare cracked for half a second. Mara's eyes sparkled. "Oh my God." She whispered again, "I can't." Before Kor could recover, Mara leaned forward and pressed her lips to his nose. A quick, gentle kiss. A human kiss. The predator's stare did not survive. Kor's eyes went wide. His body betrayed him. A deep rumble rolled out of his chest. An accidental purr, Korr. Felt the sound happen and wanted to die of shame. Mara gasped, like she had been stabbed by cuteness. "You purr," she said, voice shaking with joy. "You actually purr." Kor tried to reassemble his dignity. "This is not acceptable," he whispered. But Mara was already moving to the next cub. She tapped Nimi's nose. "Kiss, Nims." Her ears popped up. Her tail began wagging, like it had its own engine. Mara kissed Zell's nose. Zell toppled sideways and rolled onto his back. Paws in the air, surrendering in the most dramatic way possible. Traitor, Kor muttered. Then Mara kissed Brax's nose. Brax made a noise that sounded like he was trying to stay tough while also melting into a puddle. Moko climbed forward, like a tiny mountain lion. Determined to resist, Mara kissed him. Moko blinked once, slowly, then climbed straight into her lap like he had been waiting his entire life for permission. Tava didn't even pretend. She pushed her face forward first, demanding her kiss. Within seconds, the fearsome formation collapsed into a noisy pile of cubs pressing against Mara's arms. Her shoulders, her knees and knee surface they could claim. Mara laughed. The human laughter sound echoed in the dome. Kor sat there like a statue, nose still tingling. He tried to remember the rules. Predators did not. Accept kisses. Predators did not. Predators did not. Enjoy ear scratches. Mara scratched behind his ear. Kor's back paw twitched on its own. His soul left his body there. Mara said softly, "I knew it. You're just babies." Kor finally found his voice. "We are apex hunters." "Oh, I believe you," Mara said, smiling. "You're terrifying." She kissed his nose again. "And you are also ridiculously cute." Kor's mind caught on one word, cute. The translator offered definitions. Small, endearing, lovable. Safe. Safe. That word did not belong near Apex Hunters. Korr looked at his siblings. They were all purring now. All of them. They were not hunting anything. They were hunting tension. From the doorway, Elder War Master Dreth watched with one scarred eye. His arms were folded. His face showed calm disappointment. Beside him stood Captain Sarika, the cub's mother and the ship's tactical officer. Her whiskers twitched as she watched her children swarm. "The human like she was a warm blanket. The human has corrupted our intimidation training," Dreth said. Sa-R-I-K-A made a low sound that might have been amusement. "Corrupted?" she repeated. "Or improved?" Dreth's tail flicked. "They were taught to freeze prey." Sarika pointed with her chin at the pile of cubs around Mara. "They have frozen the human," she said. "She cannot stand up. She is trapped." Buried under purring cubs. Did in fact look trapped and happy. She was making strange cooing sounds as she rubbed bellies and kissed noses. Dreth stared longer then. Slowly he spoke with the heavy tone of someone admitting defeat. "Humans are dangerous." Sarika nodded. "They are pack bonders." Dreth watched Kor, who had fully given up and was now leaning into Mara's hand. "What weapon did they use?" Dreth asked, grim. Sarika's eyes narrowed with humor. "They used the oldest weapon in the universe," she said. "What?" Sarika's whiskers lifted. "Affection," she answered. "And humans deploy it without mercy." In the center of the pile, Kor's eyes grew heavy. Tomorrow, he told himself, he would train again. Tomorrow, he would master the predator's stare. Tomorrow, he would be fearsome. But today the human kissed his nose one more time. Kor decided that maybe fear was not the only kind of power. Maybe the most terrifying thing a human could do was make an apex predator feel safe.